I think we all know the significance of trying to make progress on the nuclear issue, and as you know, we've started the talks on what we hope will lead to a final and comprehensive agreement. It will be difficult, there's a lot to do. There have been experts meetings going on in Vienna in these last few days, and they have started to address the detail, to drill down, and we'll meet again in Vienna shortly. But the purpose of this visit was to respond to the invitation of the Foreign Minister in my capacity as the EU High Representative.
And you have come to Tehran because you believe absolutely that there is a real desire on the part of Iran to try to strengthen its engagement with the international community, including the West.
What we've seen is through President Rouhani and through Foreign Minister Zarif is quite a lot of activity. They've been talking to many countries, and we've started to see people coming in. I think it's important to be here in order to assess for myself the level of that engagement and to be able to address some of the issues that from all across the European Union we are particularly concerned about with Iran.
You have mainly dealt with Foreign Minister Javad Zarif, who clearly wants a new kind of dialogue with the West. Do you believe he represents the entire thinking here in the Islamic Republic?
Well, in the course of my visit here, I'll meet a number of different people, so that will give me the broader perspective that I think will be very valuable to see whether that is the reality of the situation. But he is the Foreign Minister, and I've met with the President. I'll meet with him again while I'm here. And they do have the authority in the work that they do. We know that through the work we're doing on the nuclear farm. So it's important to recognise that. But this is a chance as well to meet with others and to talk about the variety of issues that I certainly want to address.
You're going to broach some very difficult and very sensitive issues, including human rights and Iran's role in the region, and most particularly the devastating conflict in Syria. Do you expect you'll have to have some difficult talks, some hard conversations?
Well, you know, our position on human rights in this country is very well known. We've been very clear about the importance of addressing human rights in Iran. We've met with women here who have expressed their concerns about what's happening in Iran. I'm saying this to you on International Women's Day, so it was particularly important for me to meet with a group of women here. I'm interested too in the perspective they have that things could change. The beginnings of potential change, I think, is how they would probably describe it. But I will be very clear on these issues because they're very important. We also recognise the importance of the responsible action of all nations in this region, especially in the conflict in Syria. But also we want to think about the role of Iran in the region more broadly, and there are some issues where we can have discussions about the work that we've been doing, where I think it's possible to think about the potential, at least, for the work we can do in the future. All roads, in the end, lead back to the success of the nuclear talks. But this is an important occasion for me to be here.
And how significant is your visit here? Is it historic?
I always hesitate to use the word historic. I think others are better placed to do that, and I think history judges whether something is historic. I certainly think it's important.
If I could just have a small, let me phrase it again so we don't get caught up in history. How significant is it that you, as the EU foreign policy chief, are making your first visit since 2008? What is the significance of your visit?
I think it is extremely important at one level, and that is that we've responded, because I come on behalf of the European Union, to the outreach that's been clear from President Rouhani, from Foreign Minister Zarif. And we've come to establish for ourselves the situation here in terms of the potential for the relationship. But we also recognise that that relationship is in many ways dependent on whether Iran, by dealing with the nuclear issue, demonstrates that it is clearly looking for a different role.